Hello everybody, we have left the NEC. We are here at UK Games Expo 2021 and I have came out for something you guys have really been looking for, the Viking Village. Good morning guys! Good morning! So, I have stopped off with John. Very heroic. How are you, sir? Are you enjoying the show? You happy to be back?
Yes, you can tell it's day 3 because the voice is going.
Oh, yeah, no, trust me, if you saw the inside of my throat, it's nothing but hard, callous skin. It's just like, yes. So, what have you guys been up to this weekend?
We've been here all weekend. We are the side entertainment for anybody who wants to have a breather from the war games and miniature games and board games and role-playing games. We entertain you, we explain what Vikings used to do and lived like. We do battles, we do a little bit with the kids. Oh, excuse me. I told you the voice is gone. Which was has been a bit contained because of COVID, but we're still doing stuff for them. I do a talk on the realities of adventuring, which is a light-hearted talk about what I've discovered from the reenactment. That you can put into your role-playing games if you want to. You don't have to because it's a fantasy game. You can do whatever you want, but that is the concept of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick tour around the camp while John just gets rid of a lung. He'll go find it later. So. In the camp, what we're seeing, if you come across here, maybe you can give me a little bit of a guided tour around the camp here. So, What all are we seeing?
So around you, you'll have a battle camp. We've got lots of different standing tents, obviously with shields, drink, sea chests, etc. So these are all sleeping quarters of the warriors that are here amongst the village and will be fighting later. Also, of course, we have some wonderful ladies who are sitting there looking lovely, as always, and doing crafts, of course, helping us by spinning some wool over there into some form of string by the looks of it, which is always good for making clothes. You'll see an awful lot of weapons because obviously we are at a military camp. So weapons are required for going off and killing those horrible Saxons.
Now, I'm assuming most of the kit that we're seeing in the camp would have been carried on the longship to here in England for the raid, yes?
Yes, that's correct, yeah. So it'd all be carried on the longship. Generally, what also would have happened is things like that tent there could have been made out of a sail, because obviously when you're coming across, you want to carry an awful lot of kit with you. Carrying loads of tents is going to reduce the room for warriors, weapons, food. So you just take your mast off and turn your sail into a tent from your ship.
So basically everything had to be multi-purpose. It had to be pure function. But again, some of the stuff that you actually wear and they made back then is gorgeous. I love the little, is it a sax or a seax you call it?
This is a seax, yeah. So this is a weapon of a free man. So as a free man, I can carry this and wear it on my front. It wouldn't actually be drawn that often when you were, sort of in a bar. There wouldn't be that many knife fights randomly happening. But you would carry it, obviously, as a secondary weapon for if you're in battle.
Now, as reenactors, obviously, you can't just nip down to like Walmart or Tesco's and pick this kit up. Is there specialist traders that you'll pick stuff up off, or do you make a lot of it yourselves?
It's a mixture, really. So I'm very lucky. My mother-in-law makes my kit for me. She's a fantastic seamstress. But a lot of the times we head on down to places like Torm, which is the original reenactors market, and many other markets like that throughout the UK, where there are hundreds of traders that turn up and supply all of the specialist gear that you see before you.
And whenever so specialist gear, yes. How much other like craft work? Because I'm sure getting into this, there's a lot of like the old crafts that you'll learn, like spinning wool that you can show off on the actual events and stuff. But are there any other like particular skills that a reenactor like yourself would pick up to actually, do events like this?
Yeah, so I myself am a moneyer. I mint coins. We get the children to do that as well. But you can do every skill possible, basically, that they used to do. So everything from blacksmithing to woodworking, to spinning, to making clothes, fletching, making arrows. If you're exceptionally skilled, you can go and learn how to make swords if you really want to. Our society really does push forward sort of learning these crafts and taking the knowledge forward with you.
Well, it's something I've even seen back at home in Ireland. There's actually a place up in Ballymena. They call it the Hot Milk Forge, where you can actually go and do like a weekend's blacksmithing.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of on my bucket list to go and do that. What about yourself? I'm guessing you'd love to do that as well?
Oh, 100%, yeah. Go make your own sword. Absolutely fantastic.
I see. Now, we have a John running away. John! Did you find your lung? Is it back? Yes? Or have you just went for some mead, yeah?
Yes. a drink really helps when it comes to this kind of thing, really.
Now, one of the talks you do here at the event is the reality of being a warrior in the time versus. Now, I'll move over here just because we need to see our lovely warrior. No, I need you here, John, as well, so we can continue talking. But one of the realities of being a warrior is there's only so much kit they can carry, yeah?
Yeah, that's about right. Unfortunately, reenactment kind of ruins fantasy role-playing games in particular to a degree until you get over yourself and realise that it's a fantasy game so you can do whatever you want. But part of my talk is I illustrate the point with it's more video games really when you've got 100 swords of different types and gear, but you do get the odd role player that thinks they can carry 2 spears and a 2-handed axe. And I do a funny thing where I show you that that's kind of hard work.
Okay, I kind of think everyone at home wants to see this. So we have a willing victim-ish. So shall we kit him up?
Yes. What we'll do is you're going to be the player.
Okay.
Controlling your new character.
Ready, player 1.
A level 1 fighter. So first off, of course, because he's an adventurer, do you want to wear your magic cloak that you've picked up or your backpack first?
I would put the cloak on before the backpack.
Okay, so if we could put the cloak on him, please.
So we have a very lovely +3 cloak of stylishness.
Yes, of redness and protection and other things. So he's got his cloak, he's got his helmet, he's got his chainmail, he's got them. Oh, you haven't got your sword.
Oh no, no warrior needs to go out without a sword. He needs a sword. Can we get a sword?
There's a sword there. There's one in a scabbard. Because, of course, you carry your sword on a scabbard.
And no warrior is, leaving, from up north without a blade, because I know that's a warrior's soul.
Exactly. And let's face it, most fighters in a role-playing game have more than one sword, don't they?
Of course.
So maybe we'll give them many swords. Here
Okay,
you go.
so let's say we have, so we're doing a full cowhide satchel of blades. So we've got at least another 4 in there. I see a +5 Vorpal blade. Yep. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, exactly. You've got good range for different opponents. One for undead, one for your orcs, one for your gnolls.
So some of them are, weaker to different status effects. I'm good with that. Now, he's a little bit short on range because a sword is only as long as your arm and the sword itself. So how about we grab a spear?
Yeah, a spear would be good. Well, do you want a spear?
I think, yes, a spear would definitely be good. Because, sometimes an opponent, I just need to, get that good range on them, keep myself a little more defended.
But what about a missile weapon to shoot from afar?
Now, you see, in the games, I'm normally very much get stuck in, get stabby, but I think I don't really know what I'm going to be facing. So, a bow and arrow might be a good idea.
So, here's a quiver for you. You'll have to attach that to your belt, of course.
Yeah.
Put it on, balance it precariously on the sword. Oh, you could do that. That's
or
a good
you could
idea.
slip it down over the head of the spear.
Yeah, you could. Well, you'll notice he's put it on his side. It's because it's a bit of a Hollywoodism and modern archery to have it on your back.
Well, reaching up over behind yourself would feel kind of awkward, especially if you're in a hurry. If you can just go out, across and back, like the old cross draw in the Old West. A cross draw and back and shoot is faster. Yeah,
exactly. And and of course, you need the bow.
Of course. What good's the ammunition without a bow? Although I think the devs may not have actually rendered that one just yet, seeing as we're in a video game. So I think that's probably DLC. You're probably going to pay $5.99 for that. So we'll hang on. Here comes releasing soon. We will get a bow.
Leave it in the sock.
We'll take. Well, of course, we need to store it.
Yeah, you need to store it, and that's how you actually carry the bow on your back. It has a bow on the strap. You see?
Well, this is something I learned from a friend a long time ago. If you leave a bow or a crossbow strung or under tension for too long, you actually ruin your bowstring.
Exactly. So you don't have it until you need to use it.
Yeah. You need to take your time.
You've forgotten your backpack.
Now, we need to actually carry the victuals and the bread, and the meat. Potions, of course, potions. Although if I'm in Skyrim, I eat all the cheese. All of it.
All the cheese.
All the cheese.
You got it. So you get your potions and your cheese.
Now, there's still something missing here, because we've went pure offense. He's fit to eat. He's fit to shoot. He's fit to fight. But what if something just charges him? He needs a shield.
Oh yeah, the shield. You've got to have the shield.
You know, I am not leaving.
We'll go for the bigger shield.
Oh yeah,
A much bigger shield.
Yeah, again, you can go with the starter shield, the round shield, but no, we want the nice big tower.
Yes, exactly. Put his AC up by another 2 points.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Exactly. So,
Right. Now, I like all of this. I like all the weapons we have. But what if we have like a rare drop from a monster? Say it drops a nice big Dane axe.
yeah, you could do with a big axe.
Yeah, you know, something really just to hammer in.
So you could pose for a start.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right,
Nice.
I think we're ready to go adventuring.
I think he is ready to go adventuring now.
Right. Now, I'm going to ask our live model, how heavy is all this kit?
Reasonably. It's more the fact that it's just really awkward. I can't fight in this.
Right, so basically, if you're a video game character, it's going to be clipping through itself all over the place.
I mean, I'll attempt to walk in a moment and we'll see how funny that's going to be.
All right, well, walk on, sir, walk on. I think I need to have a word with our game dev and say, yeah, nah, we need to pare this down.
Exactly. I mean, what you could do right now, if you like, is imagine the camera is the eye view of your orc.
Yeah.
Right? And you're now the player.
Yeah.
So which weapon do you want to use first? The orcs at a distance.
Okay, the orc's at a distance. I'm guessing bow and arrow, but I need to string the bow.
Exactly.
I need to take it out, string it. I need to drop all of my other kit safely to make sure that, you know, I mean, the orc is advancing and advancing and advancing. And so I think... Oh no, we've gone wrong. But we've gone wrong. No, hang on, but we've gone wrong. By this stage, the orc's in front of us. Pick up the sword, man! Pick up the sword! Kill the orc!
No, that's the sword against undead. You need the other one.
Oh my god. No, that's for goblins! It's the other one! Your other left!
The one on the scabbard, of course.
There we go! So, yeah, I'm guessing for reenactment, there are some realities of being an actual warrior that you will learn by becoming a reenactor.
Yeah, exactly. And the way I put it to gamers is, it's your game. If you want to do it, whatever you want. If it's fantasy, do it. I do my fantasy games in the style of Hollywood as well, but I just don't make it too stupid. So, for instance, if someone in a game I was in where I was playing and I wasn't even GMing, he was a barbarian and he had a spear. He was using it against a goblin. He didn't like how much damage it was doing. He says, I drop that and I pick up my battle axe. And that's a battle axe.
Yeah.
Basically, that's the way that D&D describes it. Sometimes they're double-headed, but they are literally two-handed huge axes, aren't
Yes.
they? Yeah. So he's using that. He then decides he doesn't like it anymore, so he wants to use the spear. So the GM quite rightly goes, well, it's going to take you around to pick up your spear.
Yeah.
And then this guy came up with, oh no, I've got another one on my back.
Hang on, even then, is he just leaving a trail of weapons behind him as he's walking through the dungeon?
Exactly.
Did the GM rightly say, no, you didn't say you picked them up?
Exactly. I think his exact words were, where did you have the other spear then? Up your bum? You know, it's one of them. So I say balance it out a bit more. And another part of the talk is I'll show items that we all take for granted in the equipment lists of these games, but we don't, half the time we don't know what they look like. So there's an actual water skin, if you like. It's a bottle, and it's been covered in beeswax to keep it waterproof.
Yeah.
And the reason why they do that, as well as it's waterproof, beeswax is a natural antiseptic, so you don't die of horrible diseases. You know.
Of course.
Oh no, you're right. No.
Better? Now, I will say one thing. I love seeing you guys here because
We love coming here.
one of the great things about this show is there is so much going on at the expo, and coming out to see you guys, seeing this would inspire me to play Vikings on the tabletop. But if I already play Vikings on the tabletop, seeing this might actually inspire me to join you guys.
Well, yeah, it's how I started. I'm showing my age now. I picked up the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. That's what got me into all this. I got heavily into role-playing games. I always wanted to be a ranger. And I ended up finding out about a local group where they were Vikings. Ooh, that sounds good. And I got into it. And the more I learned, the more I did it, I originally did it to be a big kid and fight people with swords. Who doesn't want to do that?
Of course.
But the more you do it, the more you find out about everything about the time period. And it's fascinating stuff, guys. We take so much for granted with our modern language that the days of the week come from the Viking gods. There's all kinds of silly little things that we take for granted that is our modern culture, all developed over the 1,000 years. So yeah, if you fancy having a go, and I'll be honest with you, to my mind, reenactment, humour, LARP, they're all the same. They've all got different strengths and weaknesses. At the end of the day, none of it's real because none of us really kill each other. It's fun. It's a laugh. It's a hobby, just like anything else. And I also, as well as doing this hobby, have hundreds of unpainted miniatures, just like the rest of you.
The pile of glory, the horde.
The pile of shame, let's face it. And I will be in there later on, just like the rest of you, geeking out, and my wife trying to stop me from spending most of the money we earned.
Well, you see, my missus is at home, which is why I got my bracers. So, yay, I like them.
Yes, and she's quite thankfully at home, and you probably with all the credit cards, isn't she?
No, I have one.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for taking us through everything. Thank you, good sir, for actually putting up with being a player character in the real world. Everybody, we will move on. Hopefully you enjoyed that chat with the Vikings. And if you're coming down next year, come and check these guys out because it's fabulous to see them in real life. We'll move on. We'll see you again soon.